My name is Bob Friends, and I'm here at Pensacola reunion in October of 1990, and we're going to be, the following videotape is going to be short messages from the shipmates are here telling you their name, rank, and division, the date they came aboard and when they left the ship, and what their watch location was, their battle station, and a little bit about what's happened to them since. And we're hoping to get a 30-second interview with them. And I'm sure that you'll enjoy seeing how old and fat we are as compared to working with them.
Tony Droughton, I came aboard the ship February the 10th, 1943. My rank was Machines Made First Class, battle stations, forward engine room. And after the war, I worked in construction, and I'm now semi-retired.
I'm Jim Robinson. This is Dorothy, my bride. I came aboard the Thatcher in Maduro, left her in Bremerton, and decommissioned her. I was on the defense part of that, retired chief gunner's mate in the United States Navy. And my battle station, of course, was on the 40s and 20s. The watch location was on the 40 millimeters. And I am a retired school teacher as well as being retired from gas station. Thank you.
My name is Tom Packard. My wife Kathy Packard. I came on as a fireman in late 1943 in the engineering division. Left the ship in Bremerton, and watch location was the after engine room. The battle station, there was a couple of different ones. One was a forward repair party, and the other one was a magazine. And got out of the service, discharged, went to school, and studied engineering, and retired this year. Plan to stay retired.
Okay, we are Walter and Connie Swope, and we are guests of the Cardozas. And I spent 3 years in the United States Marine Corps in the Pacific, and you fellows traveled around out there and chauffeured me around. Thank you very much.
Reza Bonacci, I was in Fire Control Department. The date aboard ship, 1943. They left 44, sometime in 44. Fire control room, down in the fire control. I work with DuPont in the tool crib.
And you're retired?
I am retired.
Lloyd Perkins, Chief Quartermaster of C Division, came aboard in September.
Do you know the extension?
No, I came aboard in February 1943. They left the ship September 1st, 1945. My watch location was on the navigation bridge, battle station, the steering wheels, type of employment. I wound up as a blacksmith after discharge of the Navy and retired 12 years.
I'm Howard Graff. This is my wife Joanne. I was a gunner's mate 3rd in the O Division. I reported on the ship in December 1943 and I left in November of 1945. I stood watches on both the 40 millimeter and the 5-inch mounts. My battle station was on 40 millimeter and 5-inch mounts. I stayed in the Navy after World War II, made a career of it, retired in 1975 as a lieutenant commander.
Vic Polanco, and this is my wife Dora Polanco. Seaman First Class, torpedoman striker. Came aboard in 1943. Got discharged June the 1st, 1945. I was underage. My battle station was Fantail 20s. I was a loader. I'm retired and I'm a senior in University of St. Edwards in Austin, Texas.
Jack Pelkey. This is my wife Jeanette. I was a fire controlman 1st class in the Ordnance Division. My watch station was the main battery director. The battle station was 40 millimeter 40 director. After I left the Navy, went to work for General Electric, and we built jet aircraft engines. And I retired from GE in 1987. That's 24 years there.
My name is Howard Wheeler. My wife's name is Eleanor Wheeler. I was first class gunner's mate, gunnery division. I came aboard the ship when it was commissioned. I left the ship when it was decommissioned in Bremerton, Washington. My watch station was the gun, coming to a gun. That was my battle station. I joined the General Electric, or I worked in the General Electric before I went into service. I went back to General Electric. I retired from General Electric, 42 years service. And we worked on turbines.
Group D.
Give your name first.
Burton Gale, the Red Gale. Wife is Ruby. Gun is my second class. Now she made the gunner division. The day came aboard as louder. The day came aboard was in February of 42. I don't know. They left the ship in Bremerton, Washington, October 5, 1945. My watch location and battle station, the gunnery. Talked to the women after discharge was worked for the Underwood Club, making the banking. I've been retired for 2 years. I guess
Bernard Carey. My wife's name is Cecilia. I was water tender second class in the E Division. I came aboard in commissioning. I left in October 45. My watch location was in the forward fire room. Battle station in the forward fire room. I was an employee, I was a salesman, and I retired in January of 89. My name is William M. Wilson. I went aboard, I'm a plank seaman, quarter tender, third class. I went aboard the ship as a plank seaman before it went in commission. I left the ship in 42 after the boat was built in Treasure Island. This is my wife, Hilda. She's been married 48 years. We have a daughter and 3 lovely grandchildren. I'm retired.
Good.
This is my wife, and was a Great Army First Class in C Division. Came aboard in February 43, left September 45. Watching battle station, the same as CIC, or Center of Intense Confusion. And I worked for New York State Electric Gas substation, electric construction for 30 years. And I retired at 79, and I was 56 years old. And that's it.
Garrison. My wife, Mary Lee. I was a machinist mate, second class, in the forward engine room. That was my battle station. I went aboard in March 1943, and I left the ship in Bremerton, November 1945. I worked for a utility company 30 years, retired in 1983.
My name is Earl Frosch. This is my wife, Dolly. I was young in second class in the ship's office. I came aboard March 3rd, 1943. Left the ship in July at Okinawa in 1945. I worked in the ship's office. Watch location was helmsman on the bridge. Battle station was enunciators on the bridge. I worked for the Pittsburgh Lake Erie Railroad for 42 years, retired in 1982.
My name is Bob Rosman. My spouse is Dorothy Rosman. My name is Bob Rosman. My rank was Seaman, first class. The day I came aboard was about 43. The day I left the ship was in 44. And watch location was on the bridge, helmsman. Battle station was 40 millimeter. The type of deployment was about 18 years with the transit system in San Francisco.
You are retired.
And I am retired.
My name is Ford Clayton.
Talk loud.
My name is Ford Clayton. Wife Betty. And I was in the 2nd Division. My rank was Seaman. I came aboard Thatcher in 1944 of May. And left in Bremerton, Washington, decommissioned. And I was at Warden Dairy. And after discharge, and then later moved to Florida. And I was insurance salesman, like I am right now. Planned to retire in 1991.
My name is Jess Langridge. This is my wife Iris. I was a gunner's mate in the O Division. I came aboard in December of 43 and I left in November of 45. My watch and work location was in the main battery, gun 4. I was a bread salesman for 35 years. I've been retired for 9 years. And that's about it.
My name is Merton Gallagher. I commissioned the ship and decommissioned the ship right from the beginning to the end. I was a radioman for the whole time aboard. My rank was a seaman first, well, striker. And I done heavy equipment, run heavy equipment, and become supervisor of the Union Carbide Maintenance Department.
Hey. Talk loud. Can you talk louder?
He said talk louder.
Can your wife talk louder? Can you talk?
He boarded on 1942 and got out in 44. And after he got out, he had his own sheet metal shop. That's it.
My name is Joe Gervan. My wife Dorothy, my daughter Judith. I was chief machinist mate in the E Division. Even before I was signed as a ship back in November 1942. I left the ship on December 1st, 1945. My watch was down in the forward engine room. My battle station was also in the forward engine room. I retired. I worked as a model maker and I retired in 1983.
Joe Santillanes is my wife. I was in the 1st Division, seaman first class. Left, came aboard 1943, left 1945, battle station, well, in between there, you know what we did. The type of employment, I've been a rancher, cattleman all my life since then.
And he's not retired.
And I'm not retired.
My name is Bill Ogden. This is my wife Ruth. I was a first class fireman in the active fire room. I came aboard in December 1943 and left the ship in 1945. My watch location was active fire room, my battle station, number gun 5, magazine. My type of man was in the department after discharge, department and range. My name is John L. Austin. My wife Shirley. And seaman first class, 1st Division, 40 millimeter loader. Big ship 45. Watch located on bridge. Battle station on bridge. Type electrician,
for 29 years in the captain's class.
Are you retired?
Been retired for 3 years.
I was a fire controlman in the O Division, came aboard a ship in Boston, right at the commissioning, left the ship at the decommissioning. Watch station was at the main battery fire control director, and the battle station was at the computer IC room. I was an engineer, ultrasonic engineer after the war, and I retired about a year ago.
Craft in Washington, rank torpedoman, O Division, 43, came aboard, left at 45, watched location, depth charge station on the bridge, battle station 2-2, state of Connecticut, right, got discharged, retired from there, and working yet, not retired.
My name is John Navards. My wife's name is Goldie Mae, a little sweet Arkansas lady that we've been married many years. I was water tender 3rd class. I came aboard the ship in December 1943. And I left right after that Okinawa little affair. So I was there for, actually, I didn't decommission the ship when I was on there at the time. I was being a water tender, my job was to be in the forward fire room, which I was there at all times. And my battle station was also in a forward fire room. In fact, when we got hit by in Okinawa, I was just changing the burner to a number 27 burner. I have been in the valve and fitting business, selling valves and fittings and so forth, oil refineries and so forth in the Long Beach, California area. And that's what I did after I got out of service. And I retired in January of 1990. I had no choice because my wife said either you stop working or you get a divorce.
My name is Bill Bells. My wife's name is Genevieve Bells. My rank was 2nd class engineer in the forward engine room. I came aboard the ship at Eniwetok in December, I believe it was. My watch location was the forward engine room. My battle station was the same. The type of employment after my discharge, I became a Gildersleeve after I graduated from Michigan State, who won the ball game today, by the way. And I ran waterworks for 34 and a half years. I was discharged in December of 45.
Cheryl Britt, my guest here is Eleanor Horst. My rank was 3rd class petty officer in the shipbuilder division. Came aboard in 43 and left the ship in December of 45. And my watch location was on the 40 millimeter on the main deck on the starboard side. I was first loader. Before I came into the service, I was a meat cutter. I started there when I was 13 years old. And when I got out of the service, I was home one day and went right back to work. We built a slaughterhouse. We had a meat market uptown. And when I retired, I had spent 49 years in the same building in the little village of Pigeon.
My name's Ed Knobloch. This is my wife Betty. We're from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. I went aboard ship in April of 43, left in September of 44. I was an electrician. Battle station was number 5 magazine, and then after steering and the searchlights. After I come out of service, I went back to work for Bellows, PA, where I retired in February of 81, with 7 weeks shy of 40 years.
Door, electrician, 2nd class. This is my wife, Marion. live in Blue Earth, Minnesota now, and came aboard early February 43 at Bath, Maine. I left the ship in April 45. I stood about every electrical watch that was on the ship. Both engine room, steering engine, IC room, so forth. Battle station, same way. I spent quite a bit of time up on the searchlights. I went into the Postal Service, retired in 1976 as a supervisor of postal operations. Since we've been enjoying life.
Gagliardi. A Division, fireman first class, came aboard August the 20th, 1943. Left the ship after we were hit. Our battle station was 40 millimeter on our starboard side. I became a water. I worked as a waiter after I got out of the Navy, but took a few days as a dumb waiter. I retired about 3 years ago.
I'm Joe Garland. This is my wife, Ginny. I was a plank owner, got on the ship in Bath, Maine, and stayed on until April 1945. I got off the ship, went into the oil and gasoline business eventually, and now retired and live in Climax, New York. We'd love to see any of our shipmates if they come through. Thank you.
I'm Emmett McCoy, and this is my wife, Oweda, and I was in the Ordnance Division, gunner's mate 3rd class. I came aboard December 24th, 1943, and left the ship sometime in November, 24th of December, 45. My battle station was gun 43, gunner's mate 3rd class. I'm now a minister. I retired from the pastor, the Southern Baptist pastor, in April of this year, 1990. I'm now doing interim work, preaching where they let me.
My name is Joe Lidwin. My wife's name is Alice. I was a quartermaster first class in the C Division. I came aboard the ship up in Bath, Maine. I was the 11th last one off up in Seattle, Washington. I was a quartermaster up in the bridge. My battle station was as a gunner up just above the bridge. After the service, I was a car salesman, and right now I'm employed at the Postal Service, and I plan to retire in a couple of years.
Bob Brennan, storekeeper 2nd class, S Division, plank owner. I left the ship about 10 days prior to the Kamazaki incident, which was certainly a good time to go ashore. I stood a radar watch, and my battle station was in CIC room on the dead reckoning tracer. My type of employment prior to the Navy was in the steel distribution business, where I remained after the war for a total of some 48 years. I retired about 5-6 years ago, and I've enjoyed it with a lot of golf, which I will return to after this wonderful reunion. Thank you.
Don Bowden, radarman 2nd class. My wife is Emily on my left. My 3 girls are behind me. I don't know. Bethany, Martha, and Priscilla. That's from the youngest to the oldest. Came aboard as a plank owner in Boston and left the day we were hit by the kamikaze in Okinawa. I was on CIC, my battle station, of course. Type of employment, I am a retired insurance agent and a realtor. And I am enjoying my retirement in playing golf every goddamn day of my life. All right. Okay. That's about it.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lee Katsikas. My wife here, Phil Katsikas. My lovely pal and friend. We've been married nearly 47 years. We have 3 sons, 3 grandsons, and a lovely little granddaughter.
My position on the ship was chief machinist mate after engine room. Battle station was on the throttle. Date I came aboard was October 1942. Left September 1945. Was employed by a steel company after that for 40 years as a salesman. I retired in February 1988.
My name is John Claus. I was electrician mate on the USS Thatcher. This is my wife, Edith Claus. We've been married 47 years. I came aboard the Thatcher in late November 1942 and left the ship sometime, I believe, in March or April of 1945. Watch station was the diesel room, and that also was battle station. I worked for the American District Telegraph Company for 47 years, and in 1985 I retired.
I'm David McCullough from Jackson, Tennessee, and I served aboard the Thatcher as well as the rest of you fellas did, and came aboard in Bath, Maine before the Thatcher was even launched. As one of the original bike owners, I was aboard, of course, for commissioning in Boston. And then I was in the auxiliary gang, the A Division it was called, and my primary duty was the evaporators, along with Joe Collins and a good friend of mine named Hoskins. I wish we could locate. I think he's passed away. And my battle station, though, was in the emergency diesel generator room. And also I had associated with the boiler feedwater bottoms as associated with evaporators. And it's sure great to be here in Pensacola, Florida, with all my old former shipmates. They're all looking good, at least most of them are, and we're all having a great time. I'm sure most of you remember my wife, Esther. She passed away January 2 years ago, and I'm finally kind of getting over that. But anyhow, it's been a great time here, and I appreciate the privilege of seeing all my friends again.
My name is Ed Jazuski. I'm a little bit old. I don't want to say how old I am. I was born in Poland, but I wound up in the Navy out of New York. And through some schooling in Philadelphia and other places, I wound up on the USS Thatcher. I don't want to say what happened there, but I didn't stay too long, only about a year. I had a good friend named Dave McCullough, wherever he's at. And he's the one that I met here, and I really enjoyed my stay here. And of course, I really enjoyed this reunion. First time I've been here. First time I've been this part of Florida. I've retired about 7 years ago, and enjoyed every moment of it. I don't care to go back in the Navy anymore. I'm enjoying what I'm doing now, nothing. And I'm looking forward to the next reunion up in Seattle. I've met some wonderful people here who I thought I remembered. I did not, but I've met some new friends and enjoyed every moment of it. And I would like to thank the people who put this on, and what work they did, and the hard work they did, and everybody else, and appreciate everything that's happened. Thank you very kindly.
I'm Reynolds Bertrand. I was aboard the Thatcher as a communication officer. I came aboard in 1943 and stayed on until the end of the war. This is my wife, Ellen. We were married after the war, and we live in Honolulu, and we've had a lot of fun at these reunions. It's been great being here.
Simon Bogus, my wife Margaret. I was yeoman second class in the Communications Division aboard the Thatcher. I went aboard in September 43, and I left the ship in December 46. I was a machine gun. I was a 40 millimeter machine gunner, my battle station, and I worked in the ship's office. I haven't retired yet. I was in the real estate business, and I still buy and sell houses and still work.
Timothy Giovanni, and better known as GG and the ship. This is my wife, Julia. The second third class water tender. I put the ship in commission in Boston, and I got off in 1944 of July. I then went on a cruiser. I put that in commission in Boston. Stayed on that also 1 year. My battle station was a 20 millimeter wood size. Good luck. In medical equipment, and I have retired last year, but I still keep active. Retired about a year now.
And my spouse is Dee. She didn't think you would be interested in her, so unfortunately she stayed behind. She's here. My rank when I left the ship was Lieutenant JG, and I was in the C Division. I was Assistant CIC Officer, and when John Winningham left the ship, I became the CIC Officer. I came aboard in the fall of 1944. And I left the ship Christmas 1945 when we decommissioned the ship in Bremen. So I stayed there until the end of the ship. My watch location was the CIC, mostly. I still junior officer deck watch, but and my battle station was CIC. Fortunately, I wasn't there when the plane hit. My employment after discharge was mostly in manufacturing, but it led into computer systems for manufacturing. I had a company that did systems and that sort of thing. And I've been retired now for almost 4 months, and enjoyed it very much.
Great. I was aboard the Thatcher when it was launched, not launched, commissioned in Bath, Maine. I was there before Lampman, in fact. He came after me. I was in C Division. I was a lieutenant junior grade. When I left the ship, I think I was the first officer to leave the ship. I enjoyed my shipmates tremendously. In 7 reunions that we've had to date, 2 of them were my own hometown. I'm an attorney for since I got out of service. I've been enjoying that. I'm in the semi-retired state. I want to say that all the reunions that I've attended, and I've attended them all, I've enjoyed each and every one of them. I treasure my memories with my shipmates. Thank you.
I'm Joe Gatchaw with my wife, Shirley. I came aboard Thatcher in December of '43 and left it when it was broken up in November of '45. I was a quartermaster second when I came on. I left, and my battle station was director operator on the midships 40. I worked up on the bridge all the time. Bridge. Yeah, I was scared. Are my guests, my brother-in-law and my wife's sister and her husband, Marshall and Betty Compton from Chula Vista, California. This is their first visit as guests. They said they'd like to come again.
This is Howard Hobart. My wife's name is Mabel. When I got discharged, my rank was second class sonar, and I was in the C Division. I came on board in September of '43 at Mare Island Navy Yard, and I left the ship in, I think it was December of '45 at Bremerton. And my watch location was on the sonar gear, and battle station was also sonar gear. Type of employment after work, after I got out of there, after I got discharged, I was in the supermarket business for something like 40 years. I retired, let's see, 3 years ago, and I've enjoyed my retirement. Thank you.
I'm Dick and Elaine Bringardner. We're Dick and Elaine Bringardner. I was a radarman, worked in CIC. Came aboard the Thatcher around the late part of 1943 and left on decommissioning in December, I think it was, in Bremerton, 1945. Watch location was in CIC, battle station was CIC, and and I have been in marketing and sales my entire career after discharge, and retired in 1984. Subsequently, I've continued to do some consulting work for the same company, for the same type of work. And that's about it.
Very good.
My name is Vern Damon. This is my wife Helen of 43 years. I was a gunner's mate second class aboard ship. Came aboard in Boston, put the ship into commission, and stayed with the ship until it was decommissioned in Bremerton in 1945. My watch location was on 5-inch gun mounts throughout the ship. The battle station was gun number 1. And after discharge, I have been in various things, restaurant owner, electric shop owner, electrician, taught high school, ended up at Ford Motor Company, where I have been retired since 1980.
Very good.
I'm Jack Maury. This is my wife Margaret. We've been married 43 years. I was a seaman first class in the 2nd Division. I boarded the Thatcher in August of 43. I left when the ship was decommissioned. My battle station was handling room 4. I stood watches in handling room 4 until I'd made seaman first, and then I stood watches on the bridge. After I left the Navy, I became an electrician. I retired from the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers in 1986, after 39 years.
I'm Marshall Eastman. My wife, Patricia, slightly camera shy. She didn't come out. I was a fire control. On that ship from Bath to Bremerton, the whole thing. I was in charge of all the sighting and computers and machine guns, plus the main battery. After I got out, I went back to the public utility and worked till 1974. So I married her and manufacturer's rep for several
Yes, he is. Some nerve.
Oh, here's the wife. That's great. Now we're all set. Her name is Patricia, and she's become less camera shy this year.
Great. Hey, thanks for
Great.
Plank owner came off in October 8, 1945. And I was second class water tender, four firemen, water tank. I'm oil keeper.
And what's your name?
Mario E. Sakata.
There we go.
WW2 water tender second class. Okay.
My name is Bob McEwen. My wife Frances and my granddaughter Michelle. Came aboard to get left in, stayed to the end. Where are you at? Our station was number 1. I'm been on the ship, tool die maker all my life. Still working. Thank you.
And Betty Henneke, seaman first class radarman. Came aboard the ship in Ulithi about July of 42. Left the ship in November of 45. At Bremerton battle station with a 40mm gun. I was an engineer after my discharge, and I retired about 8 years ago.
I'm Pete Johnson. This is my wife Dodie. This is my youngest son Andy. And Dodie is the daughter of Harold Tillman, seaman first class, skilled in action in Oklahoma, May 20th, 1945. He joined the ship in July of 43, I believe, and naturally he stayed on board till the kamikaze hit. I'm employed at a local TV station in Terre Haute, Indiana. We have 3 children, and how many grandchildren? 5 and a half. 5 and a half grandchildren.
And I'm not retired.
In Benson Meadows, Gulf Breeze, Florida. Was in the O Division. Went aboard the ship in 44 as a seaman first, left in 45 as a gunner's mate third. I had number 44 gun mount and then finally moved up to 45. 40 millimeter that was, yeah. And watch station was of course on the 40s. Battle station same. Discharged in 48, opened a Ford dealership in North Carolina. Sold that in 53, moved back to Florida, and I had boot camp in Jacksonville. That was when Sreed wanted me. I had to come back. 30 minutes up, Bob.
30 seconds up.
Okay, Jim Kearns, brother of Pete's. I think I got hold of rank as serving the shortest hitch on the ship. It was just overnight. I just come aboard it to when they brought the mail up to us and visited it. I spent the night, and then my brother came up from the beach and spent the next day on me. And my contribution to Okinawa was I assisted in delivering a baby, and I'll have to get that picture out so he's together.
I'm Bill Queen. I was a sonarman third class in the communications division. I came aboard the Thatcher in Bath, Maine. I left the ship in Eniwetok. I was Captain Lampman's Special Sea Detail and General Quarters talker. And after I left the Navy, I worked 35 years as Assistant Superintendent of Parks in the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. I've been retired now for 2.5 years.
I'm Benny Higgins, my wife Joanne. I'm a plank owner on the destroyer there, and I also was there to the end of decommission. I was in the engineering division. I was a sparky electrician. My watches were in the forward and aft engine room, and I wound up in the IC room. My balance station was the IC room when we got hit. And let me tell you, it was rough. And I've been retired now after the Navy. I worked with General Electric. I've been retired 6 years. And my wife, Bill, she was made E&T division. She came aboard in July 43. Left the ship, decommissioned from Washington, watch station, and battle station, the after engine room. Was discharged in April of 46 in California, and I'm semi-retired.
My name is Jim Evans. This is my wife Margaret, and I was in the Sea Division, and I was a quartermaster first class. Came aboard the ship in San Diego when the ship came around from the Casablanca trip. After the shakedown cruise, and then I left the ship in the early part of 1945 to go into the submarine service. My watch was the quartermaster of the watch on the bridge during general quarters and during sea details. And that was also my battle station. Afterward, when I was discharged, came back to Redondo Beach and California, and I became a barber. I've only been retired since last September 1989. And we're just kind of taking care of each other.
Mostly he's taking care of me.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, mostly he's taking care of me.
Okay, my name is Clyde Sola, and my wife here is Pauline Sola. And I'm a first-class seaman, second division, came aboard in 43 and discharged in 45. And my battle station is 40 millimeter guns. And right now I have a sign company, Pink Signs, in Vancouver, Washington, Portland, Oregon. And I'm still not retired yet.
Great.
Thank you.
And you were a first-class cartoonist on the ship, right? Behind me is my wife Betty Jean and my son James and my two grandsons, Brock and Austin. And I was an electrician first class aboard ship. I came aboard at the commissioning, and I left the ship on May 7th, right before Okinawa. My battle station was a diesel engine room, and I stood watches in the IC room. After discharge, I returned to my employment with Bella, Pennsylvania, and I retired there in 1978, moved to Maui, and we've been at Maui for 12 years and enjoying life tremendously.
Garland and Margaret Gilley.
Hey, listen.
Seaman, Second Division. And I came aboard at Weetah in 24. Left the ship in November, I think, of 45. And I was on gun watch. Battle station was gun 3. And a truck driver after discharge. And I'm still working.
Why don't you start? We're Virginia Bob Harley. We live in Dunbar, West Virginia. I served on the Thatcher from March of 43 until we decommissioned it in 1945. I went to Alaska and served with the Eskimo Brigade until 1946 when I was discharged from the Navy for lack of ability to complete enlistment. I'm retired from the United States Army. That is our life. Oh, we have 2 children. Our son is a minister. Our daughter is a professor at Alabama. And we
Speak up.
turn the hair days up.
Count up.
I think that's about it.
All right.